to everybody at Beyond Words podcast. I am Maneet. I'm from India.
Hi, and I'm Oksana. I'm from Germany.
So, this is our episode number 5. And today we are going to talk about how to leave your comfort zone. Well, I would like to start today's topic with a quote. So, going into the unknown is how you expand what is known. Thus, it becomes extremely important to discover the unknown. What do you think, Oksana?
Yeah, well, I think it's a big notion about how to explore the world, actually.
Yeah.
Because what we tend to do is we feel comfortable in what we know.
Yeah.
And so if you want to leave your comfort zone, you would actually need to open your worldview and get to know new things.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes we reject things just because we don't know it. And it might be a person, but it can also be a country or a culture, or it can be a food that we have not eaten yet. I mean, for example, until you actually experience it, you cannot know if you actually like it or don't like it, or if you know it. For example, I could tell you, oh, Manmeet, you're gonna love my cheesecake that I make at home. But until you have actually tried it, you will not know.
Yes, actually, I believe that many a times, a lot of people, including myself, we all love to stay in that bubble of us. We're so comfortable, we're so relaxed, we don't want to do new things. But we often forget that we often aim high, or we aim to become something, but we're not ready to do what the person we tend to become does. Like, I'll give you a very personal example. Like, if I want to, suppose, lose weight and look like a certain way, but I'm not ready to do what a fit person does. Good sleep, good eating, good lifestyle, exercise. If I'm not ready to do that, not ready to experience that, I really cannot become that. So I guess we need to become more comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yes, exactly. And it's also a big plus, I think, for the whole world, so to speak. Because what comes from our narrow-mindedness sometimes is that, as I said, we reject things or people. But also it can, what we don't know, we tend to be afraid of it. So that's where, for example, xenophobia comes in. So the fear of the unknown, so to speak, because it's Greek origin. Xenos is the foreign, phobia is the fear. And this can only happen, and it's already in the world, that you don't know something and then you're afraid of it because you don't know it. So I think it would spare a lot of conflict if we would stop separating mine or ours and theirs, the others. But simply say, okay, this is just another part of my world or our world. There is no you, I. If once you split it, you come into a play of mine, yours, and starting to be protective about it, and also narrowing yourself and narrowing others.
I guess a big part is not only played by our like our built walls inside our mind, but also our ego. Like, if you're talking about a conflict between two people, a lot of people are not ready to understand what is the other person's perspective. And it's human to do that, I understand, but you can take little baby steps to understand what the other person thinks. Why did they argue that point? And in order to understand that, to leave your zone and to understand somebody else's perspective, you need to let go a little bit of your ego, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's also not leaving behind your curiousness about things. So just because what in those conversations oftentimes happens, what you just talk about is just like, oh, I don't want to know, I don't want to know your reasons. And it's like, well, yeah, you should. So just stay open about other people, stay open about your surrounding, explore with all of your senses, and you might actually learn something, and we not always do. But if we're in this protective mode, because this is exactly that, if you say, I don't want to know it, it's actually protective of yourself, because you might actually understand maybe, and then say, oh, it actually has some value, your point of view. You would need to acknowledge that.
And I feel like the opportunities in life lie on the other side. So it's like if you don't leave your comfort zone and you don't explore new things, you're never going to change. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, of course.
Like if we take like example, the biggest example which we all have, experienced recently was the COVID. There were lockdowns, people could not go out and work. That's how work from home started. It was not there before. It started after the lockdown. So there are different opportunities which are there for the growth. They always lie on the other side.
Yes, of course. And if you think back in history, and you actually try to trace back the origin of oppression, or the origin of even like colonization or wars, it's always been about, borders, like saying, okay, this is ours, this is yours, and now we have to protect it. And once you say that you don't know the other person, or the other society, you tend to think inferior, like for them to be inferior to yours, like your culture, and then what you do is oppress those people. And so, and also I think this lack of knowledge about others is one of the reasons we have racism, so because it's the unwillingness to acknowledge that every other person that is surrounding us has the same profound and deep life that they are leading.
You're right. When you're talking about even racism and colonialism, suppressing of culture happens in both the things. Like if I take example of India's history of colonialism, the British culture was trying to dominate and suppress the Indian culture. And if we talk about moving out of our comfort zone, India got its freedom because of that. There were people, the citizens of India, realized the importance of the freedom, and then gave up so much, gave up their jobs, and started doing like a freedom fighting movement full time. There were a lot of discomforts that they faced, a lot of like cruelty that they have faced to get this freedom what we have. So of course there's always success which lies after the discomfort, when we move out of our comfort zone.
Yes, absolutely. This is a great example of it. And if we think many thousands of years back to Socrates, who said, I'm going to paraphrase it, the one that wants to move the world has to first move himself. And so that's exactly that. I think it's the whole thing can be summarized in movement, so that also if you link it to cognitive behavioral therapy, what is very important to have this step towards a better behavior, so to speak, or something you want to change, is also like the connection of emotions, thoughts, and behaviors. So if you want to change how you feel about something, you would actually need to change the thoughts and the behavior. And if you want to behave differently, then you would need to change your thoughts and your emotions. And if you want to think differently, then you would need to change the behavior and how you feel about it. So this is a very important theory to know, because it's something you can definitely practice. And you would need to first realize, okay, there is still something to discover, and then go for it.
That is what I would like that would be my one message to anybody who's watching this video, that
Mm,
take that first little baby step, shatter that
mm,
glass roof, go on
mhm,
to
mhm.
achieve whatever they
Yeah.
want to. So
Yes, and like also maybe one thing, just practice humility, so to speak,
yes,
to
yeah,
acknowledge that you do not know everything,
yeah,
and then and actually you know so little,
yeah,
and just to have this interest, because everything is so interesting. You just need to look closer
yeah.
and
And be
discover it.
open, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, being
Yes,
open.
most definitely. Yes.
Yeah. So,
Mm.
if you liked what you saw, just click on the bell icon and the subscribe button so that you will know whenever we upload a new video.
If you enjoy listening to us, then check out our last episodes. So the last one was about the power of words, and the previous was about the impact of music.
Yes.
And we will be very happy if you leave us comments about any ideas you have on this video.
Yeah, and we would love to connect as well. We will be mentioning our email ID in the description box. We would love to hear from you.
Maybe you have a topic you would like to discuss. Just
Yes.
let us know. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Namaste.
Namaste.